Hello everyone and welcome to Rewind, the retro video game show coming to you live every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on the AWS for Games channels on YouTube and Twitch. Now look, I know you're asked this on just about every single video on YouTube and Twitch, but please hit that like, subscribe, and alert buttons so you know when we go live every week, and this really does help the channel. So if you like the content we're making, please hit those buttons, and thank you very much. How about a little coin bonus, maybe a little bit of an air horn, and yeah, let's go hit those buttons. My name is Chris Melissinos, and I'm the Principal Evangelist for video games here at AWS. And on today's episode, we're going to take it a little bit easy. Just getting back from the Game Developers Conference last week, where more than 30,000 developers from around the world descended upon San Francisco to learn and contribute to the art of game development. So I thought I would revisit some of the mini consoles that I highlighted late last year and play through some of the games on them. So this week I am starting with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition. Released in September of 2017, the SNES Classic Edition, or Mini, launched for $79.99 and included 21 of the best games on the SNES, including the completed but unreleased Star Fox 2, which we'll unlock on today's show. The system is powered by an all-winner R16 system on a chip, which is an ARM Cortex-7 4-core processor running at around 1.2 gigahertz, a multi-core Mali 400 GPU with 256K of cache, and 256 megabytes of DDR3 RAM and 512 megabytes of flash RAM. All of that means super compact system with a limited amount of memory, but enough to run the games that are included there. Not a lot of additional storage. The system comes with the SNES unit, 2 controllers, a power supply, HDMI cable, and instructions. And it is so small and awesome. I don't know if I want to unplug it there, but look at how cute this little system is, right? Fits right there in the palm of your hand. You get 21 of the best NES games to release. Actually, 20 of them that released. One that didn't release but is now included, right? And that is the Star Fox 2 game right up there, which, like I said, we're going to go ahead and unlock. So this was a limited run product, meaning that they're not going to be producing anymore. Selling 5.3 million units, but again, no additional production run since its cancellation in December of 2018. For easy to start SNES gaming, the SNES Classic Edition is an awesome addition to the mini console lineup. And while I have several mini consoles, which we'll review in later episodes, I don't have the computer minis like the C64 and the Amiga. And with the new Atari 400 mini just being released, I think we're going to need to jump in, grab them all, and review them all in future episodes. But for now, we're just going to sit back, relax, get to some classic SNES games, talk a little bit about the Game Developer Conference if anybody has any questions or as I'm reminiscing about it. So with that, let's jump straight over to the 8-bit living room. All right, so here we are in the 8-bit living room. We have our nice, we have our moving background. Apparently our entire building is moving. And as we are wont to do here, let's go ahead and bring up the little mini box there. Isn't that a cute little mini box right there? There we go. Hard to do that in reverse, by the way. And also, we'll go ahead and just run a loop of SNES commercials from way back in the day, popping up right there in the window. And we'll just go ahead and have them loop behind us while we're playing today. So let's go ahead and fire up the SNES Mini. Now, hang on one second. All right, I had the box on the other side of the studio there, so look at that awesome box right here. And it really does invoke, the feeling of when you got, your game console. Like, they don't include pictures of games anymore on the game console, which is a shame because I remember, as a kid, although I wasn't really a kid when the SNES came out, but you would sit there and just look at the back like, oh, I can't wait to go ahead and pick up Star Fox. Maybe I'll get that for a birthday, or, a Super Metroid. I wonder what that's going to be like. So at least you got a taste of it. And that was part of the whole unboxing experience. Today, it's a much more sanitary approach, right, if you will, to the way those things are marketed. But they describe in detail on the edges here, you know, what the console is, what the controller is. Of course, it's in multiple languages. But yeah, it's just a lovingly crafted box that is, again, really invokes the feeling of the original SNES packaging. Pretty awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and drop the music a little bit and let's fire up the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition. All right. And I'm going to shut that music off so we can just hear this sounds from the actual system itself. Really, really awesome. Okay, so I've got the chat up here. So if you have any fond memories of the SNES, let me know in the chat. I'll try to go ahead and get to all of those. But let's go ahead and take a look through the system a little bit. So really easy to navigate. We have the ribbon down there at the bottom, so you can see all of the little box art there. And good descriptions or good iconography, basically, on the box tile above you there. So, for example, you'll see on the Legend of Zelda, there are 4 empty bubbles. There is the writing on the cartridge there, and it tells you how many players. And those bubbles are for, I believe, save states. So it'll let you go ahead and see your suspended point list. Yeah, there are 4 of them. So basically, it's going to let you know how many different suspend save point lists or points that you have, which is very different than saving in the game. This will let you just stop the game at any time, wherever you are, save it, and off you go, right? Let's see. So for display here, we can put on the CRT filter. We can just have a 4:3, or we can have pixel perfect. And pixel perfect tries to go ahead and create the exact pixel dimensions of the game on the original system. You also have these different frames here as well. So you can have no frame around it. This blue one, that green. Let's see, some bubbles. I kind of like that one, or the wood grain. Let's go with the wood grain, right? Since it's you know, an older system, that's what we'll go ahead and take a look at there. For your options, pretty simple options here. You've got play my game demo, so it'll start the demo. It'll be a classic demo as well, or screen burn-in reduction, which I forget exactly how it's doing that. I don't know if it's doing pixel shifting or if it's just changing games, you know, on a regular basis, right? But anyway, so there you go, and you have your factory settings there. Of course, you have your language ones there. Very nice. Legal notices, super interesting to actually look through there and see, especially the open source software. This is running Linux on the box, and then it's running emulators on top of that. So if you have an interest in game emulation, it's always fun to go through and take a look at that stuff too. So we have that there. Oh, the irony. Yes, indeed. Oh, the irony. Right? So these are emulated. Yes, Nintendo using emulation, right? Yeah, we know about that. And then what they have is, rather than manuals in the box, they have a selection here that gives you a QR code, and will take you to their website, and there are all the manuals for the games that are included in the SNES Classic Edition package, right? So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and jump into a couple of them. So I mentioned that there were 20 games that were released on the system, and then the 21st one is Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2, it will not allow us to play it until we unlock it by playing through the first level of Star Fox. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Let's see how fast I can do this. Now, it has been, I'm not going to make excuses for my poor gameplay. It's been a while since I played through some of these. So, you know, you'll have to laugh along with me, cry along with me, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. You can laugh along with me, Gorf. All right, here we go. Remember how cool this was when you first heard the Star Fox music? Right? Also, let me know, yeah, meep, let me know if the audio is too loud or if my mic is too loud. So Roland on the ropes, if you could do that for me, that would be excellent. Let me know if the mix of game audio and mic is good, or if one is too loud. All right, here we go. Ah, perfect mix. See, we got that. We got that. All righty. Thank you. And yeah, when we saw this, it was incredible back in the day because you remember at the time that this was released, we didn't have 3D games really on consoles. We started to see some of them get into PCs. We had pseudo 3D, some pseudo 3D games, but this was the SNES running a polygonal 3D game. It was pretty crazy. All right, so we have our roll here and double tap the shoulders to do that. We have our boost. We have our brake, top and bottom. We have our Nova Bomb, we have our blaster, and then we can change the view, which we're not going to do. All right, let's go ahead and just jump right in. And, oh yeah, the hidden stage, you'll have to go ahead and share that with us as well. All right, so the cool thing about this game too when you first played it was the branching paths, so you could take multiple paths through the entire game. All right, here we go. Listen to the audio on this. The voices. There we go.
Good luck.
Good luck. And when this music started, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Now this is all running at about 15 frames a second, right? Maybe even a little less than that in certain parts, 12 frames or something. But this was state of the art. We hadn't seen anything like this in a standard cartridge. Of course, you had the virtual racing game that came out for the Genesis, but well, this is also using Super FX. So these were the first games, 3D games that were using those type. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. First mistake already. And of course, you don't want to hit. Look. Yeah, you don't want to hit your comrades out there. Okay, let's see. Make sure we get through all those arches so we can go ahead and get the power-ups there. Then, you know, we'd see like these those posts there. Some of them are going to start to fall over and block your path forward. Oh, I missed that ring up there, which I think was a health one. Those pillars always remind me of Star Wars in the arcade. Blew out the one, but now, oh yeah, they came crashing down on me. Then you could fly sideways through it. Okay, you need to get him off your tail. Yes, I know it's you. Don't be so greedy. I just saved your ass. There we go. Yeah, so you know, you were not only fighting the stuff in 3D, but you were also avoiding the damage that they were going to create for you in the level there, right? Okay, let's see. Let's get out of the way of this guy here. Basically, all I really want to do is get to the end of this level as fast as I can. Go ahead and beat the final boss so we unlock Star Fox 2. But, you know, this is one of the advantages that the Super Nintendo had over the Genesis, over the TurboGrafx 16, right, was the audio processor, and it was awesome, right, because it used samples, PCM instead of just FM synthesis. And so, although each console, right, had a distinct audio quality about them. Shoot, let me get underneath them. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, the SNES could really do orchestral stuff super well. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Yeah, well, watching my aim, get out of my line of fire. Okay, let's get through here and go grab this one here. All right, now while I'm doing this here, trying to clear this level out, I'm also going to look at the chat here. On asteroid level 2, I think you come across a gold asteroid with gray ones spinning around it. Destroy the gold one and fly through it. Okay, I will go ahead and look for that on the second stage then. Oh, get out of the way. All right, here we go. Enemy, enemy, enemy. Do that 3 times. The face appears in the corner. Shoot that until you destroy it. Yeah, listen to that ominous music. And so what you need to see, Stunt Race FX, I literally stayed with friends with someone just because they had, yeah, the SNES and those games. All right, so the trick on this one here, if you've never played Star Fox, is the flashing reds. This is what you have to blow up, right? So just focus on those, watch your shields, knock those out, And that is how we go to defeat the first boss. Now, again, what I do like, is, for Star Fox 2, for example, everybody that grew up with the SNES that played Star Fox, they wanted and heard about, Star Fox 2, of course, reading in magazines like Electronic Gaming Monthly, which a huge shout out to my buddy James Milkey, who I had a chance to see while I was at GDC last week. He came in all the way from New Zealand, was DJing a party that I had a chance to go see him and my buddy Darren Gladstone. So we'll give Darren some air horn there as well. And anyway, so, he was at EGM. I should say James was at EGM at the time, there we go. Hooray! We went ahead and did it. Yay! All right. Look at that. Big explosions. And I love, too, the chatter, right? So they didn't have enough room for all of the, to do full audio clips. So instead, what they did was they would just have little mumbling chat there between. There's the shield to my teammates. Oh, not too bad. Yeah, how awesome is it still? It is still awesome. And that's what I love, again, about, this type of a system. Really easy way to go ahead and jump into a back catalog of awesome games that we grew up playing, All right, let's see if we can find this asteroid on level 2. Gold asteroid with gray ones. All right, destroy the gold and fly through it. And we do it 3 times. A face will appear in the corner, and we're going to shoot it till we destroy it. All right, let's see if we can do all of that. Here we go. I make no promises, of course. All right, here we are. Yeah, you can see, like in scenes like this where there isn't as much happening on the screen at the time, we've got really good frame rate, or good, right, compared to some of the dragging frame rate when the screen is littered with polygons. And, okay, there's a gold one. There's a gold one. Gold. But they don't have it circling it, so I need to keep my eyes peeled for that. And also, trying to still shoot enemies and avoid getting hit. So, let's see. Oh, I like the way that one breaks up. So that enemy, if you hit him in the middle, he breaks into multiple parts. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Shoot. Oh, yeah, now you can really feel the frame rate starting to jug a little bit. I don't know if I missed one that had smaller ones circling it. Oh, see, now it's going to, do I go for the, I went for that power up there. Let me see. Watch your aim, Fox. Yeah, like I can tell who you are in this resolution. He was yours? Well, if he was yours, you should have gotten him. But, oh, there we go. That's the one you're talking about. All right, that's one. Okay, yeah. All right, so those should be at least easier to find. Okay, there's 2. And then 3. And no face in the corner yet. I mean, I flew through the middle of them, but maybe I just didn't do it right. Or maybe the face hasn't presented itself yet. Still really cool. All right, if I don't find the face here, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and leave it and head out to try Star Fox 2. And we'll go take a look at, briefly at some of the other games. Obviously, the problem is I could do a 3-hour stream on any one of these games. Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, shoot. You ever find yourself doing that too? Like leaning? Which I do all the time. Okay, yeah, now I should be able to Okay, this requires a little more precision. See, I said I was going to leave this level, but now I just kind of want to finish it. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, so, you know, one of the things that Nintendo, you kind of figured out early on, and then, you know, everyone else kind of leaned into it, was being able to use mapper chips or additional processors on the base, on the cartridges, and just leveraging the base hardware, which is a really smart way to go and increase the capabilities of the system without having to do a full refresh of the hardware all the time. Obviously, in today's, you know, platforms, we don't have the ability to do that because we're not shipping cartridges, right? So there's no way to go and get the additional hardware in there. Although one can make the argument that using something like a cloud streaming service gives us the ability to do that because we can take advantage of big servers on the back end. But here you go. So that is Star Fox. All right. So now if I press... Let me see. If I press the reset button, well, let me do it. Okay, so there, it created a suspended point list. And there we go. It unlocked Star Fox 2. Awesome. So now we have Star Fox 2. We're going to go ahead and jump into it and take a look at what it looks like. So here we are on Star Fox. Let's look at the suspend point. So there's the suspend point, and I can hit save. Great. So now I've saved that suspend point, and you can see one of the circles, one of the bubbles at the bottom of the Star Fox card is now full. So you can save up to 4 different suspend points. You do all that just by hitting the reset button on the machine. Really, really smooth. Really, really easy to do. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Instead of it being pixel perfect, actually, let me go ahead and change the display. Let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, now we're going to jump back into Star Fox 2. A little bit of a bigger display that's actually easier for me to go ahead and see, you know, in a small window in OBS versus, you know, a bigger one. So here we go. Here we go. All right, let's not look at the opening. Let's jump in and check out this gameplay. How much more advanced was it? Oh, yeah, you can already see them doing actual textures on the polygons, which is something that they didn't do on the original one. It just takes up a lot more memory, makes it slower. So let's see what Dylan Cuthbert and the crew did in creating Star Fox 2. All right, a little more color there. Bigger ships. Okay, high resolution map screen as well, with a lot more going on there. He has terrible news. Our sworn enemy, the fiend Andros, is alive. Even as we speak, he is launching an assault on Cornea. The battle carriers and attack force of Andros are now advancing on Cornea. Enemy bases have been established on overrun planets. Planetary missiles will be fired from these enemy bases. Once again, we must ask for your assistance, Star Fox. Corneria will survive if it's minor damage, but if damage is 100%, it's all over. Terrible. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Good luck. Oh, we can select multiple pilots. Okay, well, we have to have Fox, of course. Do we want Slippy? Slippy's fine. There we go. Different launch sequence. Yeah, I mean, even though it's just slight, they're putting small textures on there, it does add a little bit to it. Also, you can see some of the shading that they're doing on the asteroids and stuff like that. Instead of it being sprites, so those were polygonal. Okay, so let's see. Engage enemy land on planets and ships of superposition with your wingman by pressing select. Return to your mothership to warp to any free planet. Okay, so where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go here? Let's just go here and see what happens. Oh, look at that little star wipe. Yeah. Oh yeah, and look at how much different it looks than, oh, the frame rate too, right? Much, let's see, by pressing Y, fly much faster. Yeah, but I don't want to fly faster because then I'll overshoot the target. Oh, I didn't want to do that, damn it. I hate that too when you're just getting the whole, you know, the hang of controls. You haven't played with it for a while and you hit the wrong button. You're like, damn it, I didn't want to do that. Okay, apparently I cleared that time pretty fast with the help of Slippy. Okay, let's go intercept. Can we intercept the missile? Yeah, I think we can. All right, let's go intercept that, which is really cool, right? Because you then have to go ahead and do things in between the planets, which I think is pretty neat. Okay. Come on, where are you? I want them to fly past me. Here we go. Yeah, that's the thing is when you're, especially when you're dogfighting, you don't necessarily want to go faster. Sometimes you want to go slower so you can pivot faster. Although I'm not doing a really good job at all of this. Come on, where are you? These controls are also a bit hard on your thumb. Oh no, he's been hit by a planetary missile. Yeah, so again, more advanced gameplay, more options for play than the original Star Fox. Come on. Why can't I? There we go. At least speed up and get to him. I did press Y. Slippy's a pain in the ass. He's a whiner, right? He's the Luke Skywalker of the bunch. Yeah. All right, well, that's okay. I hit a couple of them, and there you go. So enemies out of range. All right, let's go ahead and stop this one. Let's jump into a couple of the other gems on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. The SNES was really known for their RPGs, incredible RPGs. And of course, the best one was Chrono Trigger. Sorry, it just is. Chrono Trigger is like one of the greatest RPGs ever made. Absolutely love it. But they're also known for their action platformers, right? So like Castlevania 4, which we're going to go ahead and jump into right now. And this really showed off a lot of the features of the Super Nintendo, specifically the Mode 7 scaling, which allowed them to take a flat image and then twist it, warp it, scale it in and out, lay it down as a background tile, and then created some really awesome effects. We're not going to get to it here because it's a little bit further into the gameplay, but there's one room that is basically kind of has, it's almost like a drum, the way the background looks. And as you're walking through it, you're just like, how the hell is this machine pulling this off, right? And it was awesome techniques like Mode 7. So, oh, actually, this is Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and not Castlevania 4. So this is also a really, really difficult game. Let's see, King Arthur. I will not get very far into this just because I suck at this game overall. Really unforgiving game, and one that games at that time when they were developed, you know, kids had basically an unlimited amount of time to go ahead and play games, right? So they could just continue. See, look, I just already got hit once. How do I see? Okay, yeah, twice and I'm dead. How do I get past that, though? All right, let's go and try it again. But the music, oh, so good. All right, can I kill those? No. What do I need to do to get past that? Ah, there we go, there we go. All right. So I had to just kill enough that the ground basically came up, grew up underneath. There, so now I can walk up. So you don't jump over that. You actually have to come. Oh no, shoot. Okay. Oh, damn it. Okay, no, I did need to jump over that anyway. And that is going to probably have an enemy in it. So I'm not going to shoot that yet. Okay. Come on. Shoot, yeah. Just terribly difficult game to even get started in. But again, the music, the parallax scrolling, right? The bigger enemies that you were playing against, right? Really, really awesome. And could really go ahead and approximate, you know, the arcade. Why can't I jump up there? All right, well, anyway, that's it. That's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Go ahead and play it. I suck at that type of a game, but we're going to go ahead and try Castlevania 4 so we can go ahead and give that one a shot. All right, since I mentioned that one first, and I actually accidentally picked Super Ghouls and Ghosts because I'm a little tired. GDC was incredible. Game Developer Conference, 30,000 developers there, all for the art of game development. It was so much fun. My favorite conference to go to year after year. This was my 21st time going to GDC, 24 years since I started going. And to see how much video games have changed over that time has just been extraordinary, you know? To kind of have a front row seat to that is pretty awesome. All right, let's do our standard name here, which is Fart. That's good. All right, we've entered our name. And of course you have to do that. My wife's just like, how old are you? I'm like, old enough that it's funny again. All right, here we go. Simon Belmont. Okay, there's my jump. There's my whip. And, all right, here we go. All right, okay, we have that. Now, I had played the original Castlevania, of course, right? Was an absolute classic there. Okay, here's a mode 7 sort of thing. Notice how the drawbridge is moving up like this, right? It is rotating, or seemingly rotating the sprites. That's, I believe, a mode 7 piece as well. Here we go. We've got the fence that we can see through. Anyway, so I grew up, you know, or not grew up, but I started playing the Castlevania games with the original one. 2 was just terrible, of course. Well, not terrible, it just was obtuse, you know? Now I think, yeah, now I can go back behind there, which gave the illusion of this depth, right? Something that SNES was really good at doing. We saw that in Super Mario World with, is that front? Maybe in front. Yeah, it's in front. We saw that in Super Mario World with, you know, the multi-planes that you can go ahead and play through. Really, really cool. Okay, come on. The music in this is always awesome, too. But then the next big one that I got into, of course, was Symphony of the Night, which, for my money, that is the best, the best Castlevania game ever done. Symphony of the Night. Just, it made everything so much better. The music, the level layout, the character development, all of it was just extraordinary. Masterclass of game design and the way to go ahead and really, you know, ignite a franchise. Oh yeah, I should have hit that from the other side, I think. Yep. But yeah, so again, classic Castlevania. Oh, that's right, you can't jump on the stairs either because you will miss that and won't get to where you want to go and fall down just like I did. And I don't think there's anything back here. Nope. So you gotta make your way back and go. Yeah, and the one thing that Symphony of the Night really did well too was create that map system that really served the player very well. Can't jump up there yet. Anyways, this is Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo Classic. Yeah, and I went ahead and got hit down there. Great game. Probably the second best in the Castlevania line. Symphony of the Night still the absolute king. And we'll go ahead and save that suspend point because that's what the system allows us to do, which I love, which is great. Okay, let's get right into some Super Mario Kart. Now, I also have to say, like, okay, so Super Mario Kart, yes, it is, you know, it's a Mode 7 game, right? So, of course, I love playing as Yoshi. Yes, one player is okay, and there we go. And Mushroom Cup Race. Now, of course, the new, you know, Mario Kart games are just extraordinary, right? Let's see. Can we still do that? Yeah, and so then we have a little bit of drifting here. Oh, man, that is some floaty. If you haven't played this in a while, that is some floaty-ass controls there. This game was awesome, though, back in the day. I mean, we were blown away by the fact that it was doing all of this, you know, the sprite rotation, everything else. And let's see, we hop around the corner there. Come on. Pick up the coins, go a little bit faster. All right, there we go. All right, that picked that up. Which one is going to fire this, though? After I pick up a weapon, let's see which button fires that. But I will say the battle mode on this, the best. So much fun to play battle mode on this, on the original. And of course, you know, you can do that here on the SNES Classic Edition. And there we go. Okay, it's the A button there. Let's me grab that. Yeah, you can see very different, well, very different than the Mario Kart games that we have today, but still super playable, really smooth, a ton of fun, and especially when you get multiplayer, right, together and you, oh, shoot. One of the things you can't do, though, is like hang a weapon off the back of your cart like you can in the modern ones. So that way you can deflect, you know, a munition or something like that. Yeah, but also the fact, too, that you've got this split screen happening here. Pretty awesome. And then in two-player mode, you basically each have one of the screens. So a lot of work, right? The Super Nintendo's doing a lot of work to get that done. But that is Super Mario Kart on the SNES Classic Edition. I keep calling it the mini because that's what we call it, you know, our colloquialism for it. You know, that's what it is. All right. Now, there was a remake of this game, Super Mario RPG, that just came out at the end of last year for the Nintendo Switch, which looks amazing. But you now have the ability to go back on this and play the original, which is also really awesome. We're just going to go and look at the opening scene here because we want to get through some of the other ones that are there. So let's go ahead and select. Okay, we'll name him Mario. We won't name him Fart. Let's see. Because that is his name. I can't disrespect Mario in that way. So, all right, here we go. Done, done, done. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Well, once again, it's Bowser. Like, you'd think he would have a new, you know, a new mode of operation, right? Instead of just kidnapping princesses all the time. Right, here we go. Now, what's really cool, right, is this is one of the times we get the brilliance of two companies coming together to do something awesome. So you have Square Enix bringing their background and their history in creating some of the greatest RPGs in history. And then Nintendo bringing their design aesthetic, bringing the world building that they do as well together in this package. Really, really cool. Let's see. Just go past all these guys without getting hit. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Now, I've not actually played through this, so let's see. We're going to attack. Okay, your standard attack and defend type of stuff. Now, what I do like in the Paper Mario games, the ability to go ahead and actually do an active block, right, by pressing a button, which is really, I think, a great innovation for action RPGs. Unlike this, right, where you have to go ahead and just wait out everyone's turns. Although one of the best time-based systems for an RPG I ever played is Grandia 2. Really, really amazing the way that one worked. And so if you timed stuff correctly, you could actually stop an enemy's attack before they got a chance to hit you. Let's see. Oh, he was waiting to get me, wasn't he? Yeah, so again, you know, going back and remember the time in which this came out. You got this pseudo 3D, you have pre-rendered backgrounds, you have really elaborate music. You know, it was just, you know, Nintendo was firing on all cylinders, just like they are again, right? Not again, they always have. Even in their down cycles, they were still one of the most innovative companies we've ever had in the games industry, and that still continues to today. All right, so don't let Bowser what bruise you, Mario. Mario, prepare yourself for the great beyond. Okay, well, that's not very comforting. Let's see, I don't have any items. Do I have a special attack? I do have a special attack. Let me hit Bowser and see what happens here. Oh, that's one. What is B doing? A defense. I'll hit him and then... Nope. Mario, the chain. Ah, that's right. Aim for the chain. Okay, so let's go do that. Should have tried that first. Instead of just taking the arrow that popped up, I should have pressed on an arrow or two. He missed because he sucks. Let's see. 3, probably the next one, right? I can't have you doing it. Mario, the chain. I'm aiming for the chain. Leave me alone. Here we go. 1, maybe another one? Let's see. What a joke. Put some muscle into it. Okay, let's see. Nope. Kink Link unarmed. Ah, there we go. So it took 5. 5 hits. What was that sound? Oh no. It's a chain reaction. That was terrible. Hang on, Kink Link. Also, crazy names. Right. Yeah, Bowser coming, Mario. Oh, of course he was going to do that. Fight Mario. Let's see, this should finish me. Probably, yep. Now where are we falling to? Aw, Bowser's crying. See, now we're just falling right into this abyss. This is it. I'm going to take you out, Mario. Failed again. So I should mention, I mean, the controllers that it comes with, these look and feel exactly like the originals, which is great. But they also have the Wii, basically a plug end on there. So you can use them with other Wii accessories, which I also believe... yeah, so you can use them that way. You can also use, I think, their classic controller on the system as well, which is really cool. Let's get out of here. Toadstool Shriek, Mario. You get it. It's an RPG with Mario. All right, so we're going to go and stop that one. Let's go ahead and jump into a couple of others here. Of course, yeah, let's try a little Super Punch-Out. Great, great game. And was thinking about, you know, with the Mike Tyson fight coming up, with Jake Paul, I was thinking back to, you know, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out back in the day. Great, great game. Of course, this is the follow-on, so it just amped everything up, right? Okay, we'll go ahead and give it our classic. There we go. Championship mode in the minor circuit. Gabby J. All right, now let's see if I remember the controls here. Gabby J. Yay. Okay, let me see. So this would be up. Okay, that's body. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, on. Let's see. Okay, which one? Come on, telegraph. Let's go. Catch it. Let's see. I don't need to catch my breath though. Let's see, here he comes. 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. Come on. And there we go. Down. Yay! Gabby J. Of course, the earlier characters are easier. You know, the telegraphs are a lot easier and slower. Come on. Gonna do his hop and come in and then punch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, can we knock him out? I think we're gonna miss it right here. Come on. And there we go. That's 2, but I don't think that counts for this. He's gonna get back up. Gabby J, just stay down, buddy. Come on, can we do it? Let's see. Come on, we just have a little more. Come on. Okay, that should be it. That should be it, right? TKO? TKO. Ding, 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 TKO. Yeah, so that is Super Punch Out. And it's really cool if you take a look at the crowd. I think they also telegraph when they're about to hit and stuff like that. And I love looking at all the stats that you get at the end of this. And of course, this is, you know, the arcade version. This more closely resembles, you know, what the arcade version was like. But yeah, really, really cool. So that one is Super Punch-Out. That comes in the package as well. Of course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. One of, I mean, honestly, that may be the best Zelda game. If you take a look across the entire continuum of all the Zelda games, let me take that back. Breath of the Wild is just extraordinary. It's a masterpiece, right? Tears of the Kingdom, same thing. But, oh, I didn't want Super Punch Out. I wanted to go back to Zelda. But for the classic Zelda games, this one is the absolute best. Absolute best. From the overworld, from the underworld, from a story perspective, the breadth of the game. And listen to that music. It was just, it was everything. This game just set everything apart, including, like, listen to this opening music here. Awesome, just awesome. Right, so orchestral. Oh, just fantastic. Loved it. All right, he is also Link. He is not going to get a silly name as well because it's The Legend of Zelda. You don't mess around with the OGs, right? Let's put little Link in there and let's go ahead and end this and start this and just so great when it starts. So what I love, right, you know, as we're just getting through the dialogue here, coming out of GDC, again, I am more hopeful about the games industry and excited to see what's coming next. Just, again, spending the week there with friends, with customers, colleagues, experiencing all the different crazy gameplay types that were shown during the alt.control.gdc section of the show floor, which was great. Those are the alternative control sort of games. Okay, I don't need any hearts yet, so why am I wasting that? Oh, no, I meant to go back in there and get the... let me go back in here and open this up. There we go. We got a lamp. Now we can see in the darkness. Important. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I know we've been through, as an industry, really difficult time but there's just so much optimism for the art form and for what's going to come next. And game developers, even those that unfortunately may have lost their jobs or found their projects canceled, you know, they're forming new companies, they're building new technology, they're just excited about starting fresh, starting anew. And for that, you know, I'm super grateful for and want to do anything I can do to help support game developers and our colleagues as they go build these new games, build these new companies. But one of the other things, you know, that I took away from it is just the joy of game development. And as I mentioned in an earlier episode, I've been going back and rebuilding or recreating the very first video game I ever made as a kid called Space Debris in an environment called Pico 8, which I absolutely love. And now there's their new version of a fantasy console development environment called Picotron that just released, and I downloaded that and started to play with it as well. And so I'm going to be making these mini games and probably going to launch them on our channel as well, so we can all play along. But pretty amazing. And when I see games like this, it makes me think about the possibility space of those little fantasy consoles. So anyway, all right, so that is Link to the Past, of course, available on here. Yoshi's Island we'll go ahead and jump into. Donkey Kong Country, of course, this is a super famous one. Why? Because at the time that this game was released, right, there was this whole shift going on in the games industry, the leaning into SGI-based systems. Specifically, the Onyx was one of the ones I remember most prominently in game development studios. And so there were all this new compute technology that was coming out, people were getting their hands on. But then you also had the next generation of game systems coming out above the 16-bits. You had 32-bit, 64-bit game systems coming out. Nintendo found themselves at this kind of crossroads with regard to the timing of their next machine versus what they had in market. And so what they did was they worked with Rare to create have Rare create this game, and what Rare did was they created all of these sprites out of 3D characters that were built on these very expensive Indigo and Onyx workstations by Silicon Graphics. And what it enabled them to do is to create this look and feel that was more impressive than the current games in the market. I mean, it looked like a more advanced system, when in fact it really wasn't rendering anything differently. They just made it look like it was more advanced, but it wasn't, right? And so again, you know, one of the things about game development is you want to, it just needs to look right from the player's point of view, right? So even if it's not more advanced, if it looks more advanced, that's fine by them, right? All right, here we go. Barrel. And we're just ripping through it. I'm not playing it for, optimal. I'm not playing it optimally, right? I'm just kind of ripping through it so we can just get a taste of it before we jump on. I want to get at least another, one or two games in here. But from the music to the graphics, amazing. Really, really amazing. And of course, there was a whole series of games that followed along as well. So really, really cool. All right, let me shut that off there. All right, Earthbound. Shoot. I mean, that is a game that I would love to just spend an entire 3 hours playing through. One of the most creative RPGs ever made, right? You have Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, and then we're back to the beginning there. Let's just go ahead and start Earthbound. So Earthbound is crazy. It started off in Japan. It's known as Mother or Mother 3, I think. And then the earlier games were never released here in the US, although you can find online, you can find, copies of them that have English translations. Here's the crazy thing, though. The game actually used licensed music, or they used licensed music that they didn't get the license for. And I believe even like a Beatles track or two. But that was just the way things were done back then. And so the reason it had a difficult time getting re-released on more modern systems was because of those licensing issues. So they had to go back and recode that, pull that out, put different music in, that kind of stuff. Now, the thing with Earthbound 2 is when you got the original game, it came in a giant box, and it had all kinds of stuff in there. But one of the things it had was a scratch and sniff sheet that you would use to basically smell different things in the game, which was just crazy. Or what kind of windows do we prefer? Plain, mint, strawberry, banana, or peanut butter? I think plain is fine. Let's name him. We're just gonna name him Guy. I know that's not his name, but that's what we're gonna name him. Actually, let's not. We say we don't care. That's the original. Ness is the original name. And I don't care as well, so it's gonna be Paula. And our friend here, that's right, Jeff. And one other friend, Pooh. That's right. Although Fart would have gone fine with Pooh. And we're going to name our pet, and that is King. And our favorite homemade food. I'm going to say we don't care too. Steak, pie, pasta, cake, eggs, bread, salmon, steak. Okay, I think it's going to be... Oh, shoot. Let's try that again. Steak. It'll be steak. All right, here we go. What's your favorite thing? Rockin', hammer, love, gift, slime, gaming. We'll pick gaming, right? Why not? And yep, here we are. And there's this whole component of the game where your father is absent, but he calls you on the phone and he gives you hints, and that's how you save your game, is reaching out and talking to him. Like, oh, it's not even in the 2000s. This is 1990X. So we don't know exactly when. Onet, a small town in Eagleland. And this is when the aliens landed. And you get woken from your slumber and have to make your way out of the house. And I love, again, just the whole aesthetic of it. It's very comforting to go back and play these games, you know? And there's Ness, asleep, sound asleep. And then he gets woken up and he has to go explore it, and then the whole adventure starts opening up after he makes his way to the top of the mountain there, or the hill there in the town. But it's going to take too long, and I'm almost at the end of time here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this point so I can jump back into it later. But let's go ahead and take a look at, here you go, Kirby Superstar. 8 games came included here as well. By HAL Laboratories. And you have all these different games you can play in there. Spring Breeze, let's go and take a look at this one. And the thing is, so one of my kids, their Kirby is their favorite character. I've not really played through Kirby games before. It just hit me at the wrong time, but she absolutely loves Kirby. As an adult, you know, they've got Kirby plushies around the house, and Kirby art and all kinds of stuff. So, and also, do you know the origin of Kirby? Why Kirby looks the way he does? He looks the way he does. He is based off of Nintendo lawyer Jack Kirby. Let's see, how do I? Oh, there we go. That's right. I forgot. I need to hold up there to do that. Okay, and what am I going to do with him? There we go. Anyway, he's based off of the look of Nintendo's Jack Kirby, or formerly of Nintendo, Jack Kirby. And that's where he gets his name, is from Nintendo's lawyer. And this was meant to be, you know, kind of like a kid's adventure game. Or introduction to these side-scrolling type of games. You can see this one is pretty rudimentary by the standards that the NES was setting at the time, right? the background isn't as oh, how do I beat him? Oh, I gotta go in and actually probably take the bombs in, right? Come on, throw them. Okay, that's what I needed to do. I need to get a bomb and spit it back at this dude. Right? Isn't that right? No. Or maybe I just need to hit him in the head or knock him back. There we go. Yeah, knock him down. But this was, you know, a compilation of games, right? But of course, one of the most iconic ones, right, we saved for last. And that is, although, when we talk about iconic, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, apart from the 3DO, one of the best home versions of Super Street Fighter 2, or Street Fighter 2 rather, that came to the home. This one was really, really good. But the big one, of course, is Super Mario World. This, you know, just changed the way we thought about side-scrolling games. When this came out, we already had Sonic out in market. But from the audio to the lush graphics to the Nintendo kind of design sensibility, it just hit differently, you know, than Sonic did. Not that Sonic is any worse, because it most certainly is not. But, you know, this kind of leaned into the design work that's already done on Super Mario Brothers 3, which was that overworld map. And, okay, yeah, let me just get my bearings here. Oh, shoot. Of course, I just need to run underneath him. I don't know why I jumped. Yeah, the overworld map, which, again, you know, they started doing that in Super Mario Brothers 3. Of course, I want to grab that coin up there. Come on. And then when you saw this big bullet bill... Okay, come on. Come on. When we saw Bullet Bill come out at first, and he was so huge... that was pretty amazing, right? Okay. What the hell is going on here? All right, let's try this again. This is ridiculous. I swear, I do play video games. I promise. Okay, for goodness sake. All right, I forgot that these are 2. Come on. All right, there we go. Okay, you know what? Yeah, there you go. That was Super Mario World. I cannot believe I bombed so badly at that. But this is the Super NES Mini. Again, really amazing collection. Some incredible games. Final Fantasy 3. Again, just absolutely amazing RPG. Mega Man, if you love that series, Mega Man X in there. Phenomenal. Secret of Mana, a different take on RPGs, more of an action RPG game. Really good. Star Fox 2, of course, as we were playing, much more advanced than the original Star Fox. Castlevania 4, amazing special effects. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, really hard and punishing arcade side-scroll. Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Play this one before you go and dive into the remake there. Of course, Super Mario World, which I completely bit it playing. Super Metroid, again, another incredible series by Shigeru Miyamoto, of course, who created the Super Mario World series of games, as well as the Legend of Zelda games, along with many, many, many other titles. Punch-Out, Zelda, Yoshi's Island, another beautifully drawn, dreamscape of a side-scroll game. And back here to Contra 3. So that is it. Super Nintendo Classic Edition. If you can find one still, definitely go and pick one up. If you don't have it in your collection, definitely worth having, along with the NES Mini, the Sega Genesis Mini, the Genesis 2 Mini, and the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. Those are pretty much the big console minis, along with the Atari ones, which have been out for a long time. And then you have all the PC minis, the Commodore 64, the Amiga, the Atari 400. I'll be picking those up. We'll be digging into those in a future episode. But that was just, a little bit of a deeper dive and taste into the SNES Classic. And that brings us to the end of another Rewind episode. And remember, If you are a video game developer of any size, from AAAs to indies, make sure you head on over to aws.amazon.com/GameTech to discover the products, solutions, and services that we offer to help you on your cloud game development journey. And if you are a beginner looking for a clear starting point to help you build a career or learn to produce games in the AWS cloud, we recommend you start with an AWS learning plan. This set of on-demand courses will increase your knowledge of game servers and game analytics and help grow your technical skills to solve real-world game development, compute, and analytics problems. And you can demonstrate your knowledge to the world by earning digital badges. Head on over to aws.training/GameTech to start your AWS for Games learning plan today. And of course, a special shout out and thank you to Waterflame for allowing us to use his music here on Rewind. Make sure you head on over to his YouTube channel at Waterflame Music to check out his incredible work. And of course, if you care about preserving the history of video games as much as I do, make sure you head on over to the Video Game History Foundation's website at gamehistory.org. They're doing incredible work to preserve the history of our industry for future generations. And I want to thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next week on Rewind.